دوستان نهایت عزیز، بازم سلام خدمت همه شما از طریق چینل انگلیش کلاس. بازم به خدمت شما عزیزا هستم. امیدوارم جور صحتمند باشین. موضوعی که امروز خدمت شما تقدیم میکنم بازم یونت 22 و کتاب 4 شما بخش داستان است. امیدوارم درس مورد علاقتان قرار بگیره. خب عزیزایم، به خاطر حمایت از چینل مثل همیشه لطف کنین چینل با دوستایتان شیر کنین تا اونم سابسکرایب کنن و نظریاتشان شیر کنن. و شما هم اگر نظریات داشتین، سوالی داشتین، پیشنهادی داشتین، میتونین در اخیر ویدیو با بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم به نام خداوند یکتا آغاز میکنیم. The Scribe's Warning، هشدار کاتبان.
A great and powerful empire needed the wood from its western areas to build palaces and homes for the emperor and his friends.
A great and powerful empire needed the wood from its western areas to build palaces and homes for the emperor and his friends. خب یک امپراتوری بزرگ و قدرتمند برای ساختن قصرها و خانه ها برای امپراتور و دوستایش به چوبهای قسمت غربی خودش نیاز داشت که بر از اونا خانه یا قصر بسازه.
However, the empire had depleted many of the forests. خب با وجودی که امپراتور بسیاری از جنگل‌ها را خلاص کرده بود. The trees were important to the western area's economy.
The trees were important to the western area's economy. و امی درختها برای اقتصاد مناطق غربی مهم بود.
With no trees to sell, the commerce in that area was reduced.
With no trees to sell, the commerce in that area was reduced. خب یعنی بدون درخت برای فروش تجارت در اون منطقه کاهش یافته بود.
Citizens could no longer purchase the goods that they needed to survive.
Citizens could not longer purchase the goods that they need to survive. خب اینجا شهروندان دیگر نمیتونستن اما اجناسی که اونا ضرورت داشتن برای زنده ماندنشون، یه چیزایی که نیاز داشتن خریداری کنن.
It became difficult.
Their life became difficult. زندگی برایشان بسیار مشکل شده بود. A great and powerful empire needed wood from its western areas to build palaces and homes for the emperor and his friends. However, the empire had depleted many of the forests. The trees were important to the western area's economy. With no trees to sell, the commerce in that area was reduced. Citizens could not longer purchase the goods that they needed to survive. Their life became difficult.
A poor scribe from the area wanted to help.
A poor scribe from the area wanted to help. خب یک کاتب فقیر میخواست که اون منطقه را کمک کنه.
He hitchhiked to the capital to ask the emperor for charity.
He hitchhiked to the capital to ask the emperor for charity. خب او امی کاتب به طرف پایتخت رفت تا از امپراتور کمک بخواید. He was invited to the palace و او به قصر دعوت شد.
To the palace. It was large and cozy.
It was large and cozy. او بسیار بزرگ و راحت بخش بود.
Tables were loaded with food.
Tables were loaded with food. میزها همه پر از غذا بودند.
And fires burned warmly in every fireplace.
And fire burned warmly in every fireplace. و در همون جاهایی که مشخص برای آتش کردن بود، بخاری ها همه در حالت سوختن بودند به خاطر گرم شدن هوا. A poor scribe from the area wanted to help. He hitchhiked to the capital to ask the emperor for charity. He was invited to the palace. It was large and cozy. Tables were loaded with food and fires burned more warmly in every fireplace.
The emperor sat up upon his throne, and the scribes stood in front of them.
The emperor sat upon his throne. خب دیجا امپراتور به تخت خود نشست. And the scribe stood in front of him. و کاتب در مقابلش ایستاده شد.
I've come to ask for help, the scribe said.
I have come to ask for help. The scribe said. خب کاتب میگه که ما به خاطر کمک آمدیم.
We're all very poor and hungry.
We are all very poor and hungry. ما همه ما گرسنه و غریب هستیم.
You've used up all of the forest.
You have used up all of the forest. یعنی تقریبا شما همه جنگلا را یعنی از آن خودتان کردین.
And now we have nothing to sell.
And now we have nothing to sell. اما حال ما هیچ چیزی برای فروش نداریم.
Then he added a warning.
Then he added a warning. بعد یک هشدار اضافه کرد.
If we don't receive help, I'm afraid that the entire empire will suffer.
If we don't receive help, اگر به ما کمک نشه, I am afraid that the entire empire will suffer. میگه که اگر به ما کمک نشه, ما میترسم که تمام امپراتور آسیب ببینه.
We must establish some unity.
We must establish some unity. یعنی ما باید چی باشیم؟ اتحاد کنیم و وحدت داشته باشیم. I have come to ask for help, the scribe said. We are all very poor and hungry. You have used up all of the forest, and now we have nothing to sell. Then he added a warning. If we don't receive help, I'm afraid that the entire empire will suffer. We must establish some unity.
On hearing the scribe's request, the emperor's bad temper surfaced.
Upon hearing the scribe's request, the emperor's bad temper surfaced. خب امی که درخواست کاتب امپراتور شنید بسیار عصبی شد و
He mocked the scribe.
he mocked the scribe و کاتب تمسخر کرد.
You think I should help, he said and laughed.
You think I should help, he said and laughed. برش گفت که تو فکر میکنی من شما را کمک میکنم و لبخند زد.
You should just be happy to belong to this great empire.
You should just be happy to belong to this great empire. برشان میگه که شما خوشحال باشید که شما مربوط به این امپراتوری بزرگ میشین.
You will get nothing from me.
You will get nothing from me. Upon hearing the scribe's request, the emperor's bad temper surfaced. He mocked the scribe. You think I should help? He said and laughed. You should just be happy to belong to this great empire. You will get nothing from me.
For the citizens of the western area.
The emperor felt no pity for the citizens of the western area. خب اینجا امپراتور هیچ ترحمی برای شهروندانی که کسایی که در منطقه غربی زندگی میکردن بر اونا نداشت.
They were condemned to starve.
They were condemned to starve. خب اونا همیشه اونا را محکوم به گرسنگی میکرد، یعنی اونا گرسنه میماندن.
The scribe returned home with nothing.
The scribe returned home with nothing. خب کاتب به خانه برگشت اما هیچ چیزی همراه خودش نداشت.
Long after, an enemy invaded the empire from the west.
Not long after, an enemy invaded the empire from the west. چند بعد دشمن از سمت غرب به امپراتور حمله کرد.
They were marching to the capital.
They were marching to the capital. اونا به طرف پایتخت روان شدن. They were marching to the capital because the citizens felt persecuted by the emperor. خب وقتی که اونا به سمت پایتخت روان شدن، شهروندان احساس کردن که شاید امپراتور باعث اذیت و آزار آنها شود.
Remained neutral.
They remained neutral. اونا بی‌طرف ماندن.
They didn't fight the invaders,
They didn't fight the invaders. آنها با جنگجویا جنگ نکردند.
but allowed them to march freely to the capital.
But allowed them to march freely to the capital. اما برایشان اجازه دادند که تا آزادانه به سمت پایتخت حرکت کنند. Not long after an enemy invaded the empire from the west, they were marching to the capital because the citizens felt persecuted by the emperor. They remained neutral. They didn't fight the invaders but allowed them to march freely to the capital.
The emperor was defeated. If he had heeded the words of the scribe,
The emperor was defeated. خب اینجا امپراتور شکست خورد. If he had heeded the words of the scribe, اگر او سخنان کاتب مشنید,
then the citizens might have been the victors.
then the citizens might have been the victors. خب می بود که شهروندان پیروز می شدن.
But because he had treated them badly, they treated him badly in return.
But because he had treated them badly, به خاطری که اونا بسیار بد رفتار همراهشان رفتار بد کردن, they treated him badly in return. یعنی در مقابل با او بد رفتار کردن. The emperor was defeated. If he had heeded the words of the scribe, then the citizens might have been the victors. But because he had treated them badly, they treated him badly in return. خب عزیزای می بود درس امروز شما که خدمت شما تقدیم کردم. امیدوارم درس مورد علاقه شما قرار گرفته باشد. تا درس بعدی که بازم به خدمت می باشم شما را به خداوند یکتا میسپارم. روز همه شما خوش. خدا یار و مددگارتان.